Hey people, this is Mr. UV, aka Mr. Ultraviolet, and today we're here with a video on Wild West Heroes. Yeah, it's a lot's been going on since this last update. I did release a video on the updated gear system, and last night they did release a post in the mailbag talking about how they received negative feedback on how the changes they made to the gear system. All right, so I'm just going to briefly run through the changes that they did made and then what they compensated us last night in the mailbag. All right, so first I'll go through what they compensated us with. Just that'll be real quick. All right, so they compensated us with these right here. These refined iron ori. All right, so basically they gave us 560 of the purple ones. They use these as pretty much XP to enhance the gear. Typically was able to get that in the passage from selling gear or using it as fodder. But basically, the way that you can use it, like we'll go to these yellow boots right here, orange boots, legendary boots, or whatever. We'll go there, we'll hit enhance, and as you can see, it's enhanced level 0 and has a +1, so that'll be the next level. All right, I had some from the past that we did have 3. That's pretty much nothing. We're not even going to use those, but they gave us 560 of these. So to max this out, it's only going to take 2. To take it to the next level, it's only going to take 2 out of that 560. All right. Now, that's what they compensated us with because of the negative feedback that they received for the update. Now, with these, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the way that this new system has been upgraded and implemented and the effects that I had on it. Now, just let me go ahead and say that I was one of the people that also felt that this system jacked everything up when they took away the gear sets. And yes, the gear was not the number was transferring over on the front end, but actually the gear attributes and the damage and health and the buffs that the gear did offer did not transfer over. Um, I was one of the people that did suffer from that. Made a whole video I was supposed to release yesterday, but they end up putting out the compensation pack and the feedback the same day I was releasing the video, so I just didn't even put it out. All right. So yeah, pretty much I'm gonna go ahead and show you how it works. All right. So it in the past, all the gear that I had. All right. So this character right here, he had red gear. This is red now, but all these yellows was once red. They downgraded every tier of the gear. So these were once red, they're now yellow, and they were red 1 star, so now they're just yellow. And then for this guy, he had gear that was all yellow, 2 stars. It was 2 star yellow gear. But like I said, they did away with the set bonuses and the star levels, and they now it's just basic one color, and you'll see like level 1, you'll see +4 or +1, +2, +3. So these all got downgraded until what you see these purple ones right here with the yellow boxes in the corners. As you can see at the top of that right side and the bottom left have these boxes. The purple gear that has those boxes on it, those were once yellow 2 stars. So if you had a piece of yellow gear that had 2 stars on it, they've now been downgraded to this purple with the 2 boxes in the corner. Now if you had yellow gear 1 star, they now are just okay, I changed her. They are now just purple. So these were all yellow 1 star gear. Now they're just purple. As you can see, they don't have the boxes in the right side, right top, and left bottom, like I showed you in the previous. As you can see the difference. All right. So pretty much the way that it works, this is like the first tier. Think of it like 1 star purple gear now, and if you have these boxes in the corner, that's like think of it like 2 star or whatever. All right. So it's the second tier. That's pretty much what purple gear maxes out at when you get one of these ones with the boxes in the corner. Now, yellow gear, I have yet to see any yellow gear that has those in the corner, in the corners, the boxes in the corner. I've just only seen regular looking yellow gear like this, and then I've seen red, right? And I've seen no boxes in those corners as well. So I guess that those the little box corner thing that I'm trying to explain, I guess it only applies for purple gear, which is kind of crazy because this was once yellow gear, yellow 2-star gear. All right. So red gear's now been downgraded to yellow. Yellow's been downgraded to purple with the two boxes in the corner, and then uh 1-star yellow's been downgraded to just regular purple. And purple, oh, to be honest, I think purple gear stayed the same. Hold on, I can check it real quick for you. I believe purple gear stayed the same. Yes, so purple gear did stay the same, but as you can see, this is purple gear, right? And it says that I have better gear. Now, if I hit equip, okay, it gave me these. So I have better gear, but even though that was once the same, they switched it around. But that's neither here or there. Okay, so let's get into how you will upgrade it. Now, okay, with the upgraded system, this is how it goes. When you enhance your gear, it goes from level 1 all the way up to 4. As you can see, this right here, this purple gear that was once yellow 2-star, as you can see, it has the boxes in the corner. It maxes out at level 4. Now, every time you level up the gear, you will increase the base stat that is on the gear, which is HP, right? So this stat goes up every time you level up the gear. Also, as you can see down here, they have the elite attributes. There's two slots on this one, right? One of them says lock and the other one says crit resistance plus 2%. Now, the way that works, and it is described right here in detail on how it works, but the way that it works, that every level from 1 to 4, you have a chance. They don't tell us what chance. It was 50%, 70%, but there's a chance that you can unlock one of these elite attributes every time you level it up. Now, when you get to level 4, which is the max level, you are guaranteed one slot. As you can see, this is max level, and I have one slot open. That one slot that I end up unlocking is the one that I got at level 4, the guaranteed one. So from level 1, I didn't get anything. From level 2, I didn't get anything. From level 3, I did not receive anything. Level 4 is why it was the only one that I got, and that one was automatically guaranteed for every piece of gear that you enhance. Now, the problem I have with this is that the the stats that you unlock, the elite attributes, they're all random for one, and two, there's no re-roll system. As you can see, I maxed it out. I end up getting crit resistance. That is the stat I end up getting, crit resistance, and it came with a 2% increase. Now, I cannot increase that 2%. It is stuck at 2%, and it is stuck at crit resistance. Crit resistance is not a good stat to have, in my opinion. There are better stats. Basically, all that is saying is this character has a 2% chance that when they get hit, they won't get crit. So I won't take a critical hit. There's a 2% chance that I won't take a critical hit. That's what crit resistance is. So, in my opinion, that's a trash ability. And what makes it even worse is that I can't re-roll it, and it's only 2%. And then on top of that, I did not unlock the second one. Now, this purple piece of gear only had 2 attributes. If we look at the yellow ones, they have 3. As you can see, that one has 3 locked. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm going to go through and do an example. So, let's see a character. Let's level up some yellow gear, since that's the ones that really going to want to capitalize off of. Don't have too much yellow gear as they, rebooted it. So we'll just do hers. All right, Pathfinder. And I'm going naturally back in the day. Well, before the the update, you was able to enhance your gear by, sacrificing or using fodder gear. Like I just sacrificed 5 of those, that green. You could do it manually if you want. They do also have this auto select, which basically, selects it the most optimum what the game believes to be optimal route to take for sacrificing, your resources to upgrade it. All right. So I could hit that and it'll do it automatically for me, or I can do it manually. Note that they did change something in the gear aspect as well. All right, I just claimed that. But as you can see, once I claim these, you cannot go to your smithy or livery. You, if you remember, prior to the update, you were able to click onto the smithy and go in there. Or it was either the smithy or the livery. It was one of these two. I can't really remember off the top of my head. I think it was the livery. You was able to go in there and you was able to, set, this is how you were able to get gear at first. You was able to, let's say, turn green gear into blue gear, and then you was able to turn that blue gear to purple gear, and then that purple gear you was able to turn into yellow, and then you was able to turn yellow gear to red. That was how I was getting my gear before the update. And I was on a roll and had a plan on how to get red gear on all of my characters, but they end up changing it with the update. So that is no longer a thing. The only way to get gear in this game now is to get it randomly from the smithy. That, you know what I'm saying, after you know, as the day pass and hours pass, you know, just AFK type thing. You know, uh that's pretty much the only way to get gear, or if you're getting them from, like spots such as rewards from uh Calamity Canyon. They also reward you some type of gear. Sorry, my phone moved a little slow. Just this is another way to get gear. So there's only pretty much two ways to get gear. There will be either from rewards, such as like these challenge rewards, or we have like events where you can buy them, buy the gear for rewards, or it unlocks as rewards, things of that nature. So you will only be able to get it from rewards, or you will only get it passively as time passes throughout the day, for idly. Where it pops up and everything will be yellow or whatever. How you just see me, recruit or get those gear prior. All right, so those are the only ways to get gear in this game now. They took it from where they took the control out of our hands, where we was able to, actually pick how much of red gear, yellow gear we wanted based off how many trash gear we had saved up. That's why you see all of this still right here, and I haven't sold it or used it because I was going to basically upgrade it to the next tier, and upgrade it to the next tier until I got red gear on all of my characters. That is no longer a thing with this new upgrade. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give you these example on how you level it up, and then we'll get into the next video talking about weekly events, and then I'll cover Tesla. All right, so let's go back to Pathfinder, and we'll go ahead and level this character up real quick. Now remember, this is a chance. One of these slots is guaranteed that I'm gonna get. It's guaranteed one of these are gonna open up. What they are gonna unlock to, I don't know, but one of them is guaranteed. Hopefully we can get all three of them unlocked. That's what I'm pretty much hoping for. All right, so this purple gear is filling up these bars pretty fast. It's just kind of crazy because they gave us that, and really we're not gonna have any use for this since we can't transfer into the next tier. So let's just go ahead, hit that. Gonna hit enhance. All right, the base stat went up. We did not unlock any elite attribute. Base stats did go up about, let's see, close to 1,000, about 1,000 and some change, close to it. So it's really about 900 and some change to be like exact. All right, per level. So we're gonna go ahead and do it again. Let's hope. And as you can see, it doubled. Went from 2, now it went to 4. Let's hope that I get one of these elite attributes unlocked. As you can see, it also was taking cash. It's only 20,000 cash at the moment. They did give us, I think it was 2 million cash, and then they gave us these 600, close to 600, 500 of the purple. All right, I did not unlock another elite attribute. That is not looking good for us. So it's going up by 2 again, and it went up by 1,000. So it goes up 1,000, 10,000, excuse me, 10,000 per level, and it goes up 2 if you're using these purple or refined or iron that they gave us. All right, so 6. We still did not get an elite attribute. The stats are still going up about the same increments as well. Now, this one right here is guaranteed. We're guaranteed gonna unlock this. Alright, we got health, 3,000. That's alright. Alright, well at least it's a better than the crit resistance. It added to our base. Okay, so this one, yellow gear goes to 5. 5 is max for yellow gear. So we got one more chance. So the purple maxes out at 4. We're gonna go through and we'll do all of them. We'll just start from the top. All right, so it's at max. I did not unlock anything else. So yellow gear maxes out at 5, and we got an HP stat, and its base stat is not a percentage. Percentages are better than base numbers because they calculate higher. So you can get more. If this was like 10 per, even 10% or 5% HP, it will be higher than what I just got this base stat. And also it percentages are better because it helps with power creep. So um when this character levels up, let's say I take them to the maxed out 5-star, whatever, or level 250, their health increases. Even though that if this was 10%, like at this point, 10% right would be like what 3,600 or something, right? But let's say if I took her to level 250, then that 10% also will go up as well because the health, her base health is going to increase. Pretty much what I'm saying right here. This stat right here, this is what the 10% is based off of. So right now it's she's at like 700,000, right? So 10% of that is 70,000, right? So 70,000. That's what I'm getting right now. If it was 10%, we'll just say 10%, right? Hypothetically, if she went to level, let's say even 250, and that went to 800,000, her health went to 800,000, then that piece of gear, its health stat will also increase because it's based off a percentage. If it's just base stat like it is, it will always be 3,229. Doesn't matter if her health, her base stat on her health increases, she would still get that 3,000 regardless. So that's why percentages in this game, or pretty much any game, is always going to be better than getting just a base stat. You always want to go for percentages. They're always better. All right, so this was trash. Well, it's better than the last one. All right, so we'll go down one tier. We'll do this purple one again, just for the sake of the video, right? So it's 315,000. That's how much it's costing. It's going up about 1,000. No, 100. Not even 100, really. Under 100. That's trash. All right. So actually, we did not unlock another one. We're gonna go to 3. Let's go ahead and do that. Did not unlock anything. Do it again. It's maxed out. All right, so we got grit. We got plus 197 grit. All right, so I mean that's better than crit resistance at this point. I'm not sure what stats are actually in all of these. Maybe they might have it on their website or Facebook page. I have to check into that, but I'm not sure what all the stats are enlisted as. So we'll do regular purple without the boxes in the corner. We'll just do health stat. Go ahead and do it. See what it is. Nothing. Alright. Nothing again. Alright, so all the purples max out at 4. Level 4. As you can see, both purples maxed out. And once again, I got an attack stat on this piece of gear. So it's plus 220, which really is minuscule. That is nothing. You gotta think. This puts in perspective how little these boosts are compared to the ones that we once had. Because if you remember, the ones that we had prior to the update were percentage based. So, like I said, if I had a piece of yellow gear on a level 1 character, it will still do phenomenally for that character rather than me just putting a base stat like this. And the way gear is, it's not permanent. So I could have took that gear off of that person and put it on maybe him, and it would have did just as good, if not better. The more stats that you have on his base stats, the higher the damage or stats the gear would have, because it was percentage based. These are just stagnant stats. That 200 is going to be the same for him, or if I put it on a level 1 character, or if I put it on a level 250 character, it will always be 200 and what 220. If it was percentage, it will be different. If it will be higher if it was on a character stronger, and it will be lower if it was on a character that was weaker. But it will still be way better than just a base flat stat of 220. So the gear that they gave us now, that we have now currently, is trash. Believe me, all this gear is going to be trash. They pretty much nerfed our characters, which is crazy because as far as we know, content didn't get weaker. So that's pretty much going to make it harder for new players coming into the game. All right, so all purple maxes out at +4. Levels 4 is where it maxes out. Yellow maxes out at +5 or level 5. So we're gonna go into this red piece and we're gonna see how that does. All right. So boom. Ooh, we got one. As you can see, it went from level 2, right? And we end up unlocking one. So we had a chance. We unlocked damage reduction plus 2.1%. Crazy that it's 2.1 instead of like 2 or 3 or even 2.5. Weird number. But nevertheless, we got one. A damage reduction is a great piece of gear already. Look, because it's red for one, and it's damage reduction two, and it's percentage. So this is also great because it's on my tank, so he needs damage reduction. Plus, this guy, the Marshal, is already getting damage reduction. So that's actually good for him. And remember, we already unlocked one, and we're already going to guarantee ourselves a whole nother one on level 4. Let's hope we can unlock all 3 of these. Alright, we didn't get anything that time. Did not get anything. 24. These are the red is taking a lot, but like I said, they gave us like 500 and some change. Alright, max 40. Wow. Alright, so we got health on this one. Once again, a base stat, a flat stat, not base, but flat stat, 3,530. Not so good. If it was percentage like this first one was, it would have been phenomenal. But we take what we can get. Hopefully, this last level, we'll get that last slot open. We did not. We did not. All right. So this piece of gear only has 2 slots open out of the 3. Not too bad. Which is kind of crazy because yellow gear had 3 slots. And red gear also has 3 slots. Also, furthermore, yellow gear maxed out at level 5, and this red gear maxes out at level 5. It's kind of crazy. Now, as you can look at the base stat that came with it, it was like 36,000 at max level for that coat. This red one is at 56,000, so it's about a 20,000 increase. That is pretty good for the next level and tier. But they're really killing us with these flat stats. And like I said, as you can see, there's nothing else you can click. There's no way to enhance it. There's nothing else you can do. Once it's maxed out, like it is now, we're stuck with this piece of gear. So there's no reroll system into it. So to get your character to function at its highest potential, you're gonna have to go through a lot of gear, doing a lot of leveling until you can find a piece of gear that has good stats on it. Now, keep in mind, the only reason why this seems so easy or simple, and think about it, I only leveled up about 4 pieces of gear. I'm almost at half amount of the compensation, the iron that they gave us. They give us like 500 or 600 of this stuff. I'm already at 347. Only leveled up 5 pieces of gear. 504 pieces of gear. So keep in mind, once this is gone, the only way you're going to be able to level up this gear is to be using old trash gear that you're not using anymore. So that means you're going to have to get a lot of gear just to level up gear. And let's say it takes you a week to get enough gear to max out this yellow piece. And then once you max it out, you only unlock one of these stats. And that's the guaranteed one they give you at level 4. And then let's say you get something trash like I end up getting crit resistance. You got screwed all the way around because you're using a lot of resources just to level up one piece of resource. Then once you level that piece of resource up, it's still more gambling that you might unlock both of them or all or even two of the slots. And then they give you one for free, but it might be a trash stat. It's a lot of RNG going into this with this new gear system. And like I said, it was guaranteed you were going to get 2 HP stats on the gear and 1 attack stats on the gear the way it was prior to the update. It was guaranteed. It was guaranteed. You were getting like 12, yeah, it was like 12 to 13% attack and HP on your gear just for having, all yellow gear 2 stars, all yellow gear 1 star, or all purple gear 1 to 3 star, or red gear 1 to 3 star. Just because you was able to mismatch, so it was guaranteeing you higher stats. Because once again, like I said, it was always giving you attack and HP, which are two of the most important stats. Because with these right here on the side, you could always re-roll for these and get like crit. Like, look, here's crit 15%. That's phenomenal, you know. And then like accuracy, or you can get like damage reduction. It's like you can re-roll on these stats. Or right here, these you can re-roll on bonus damage, extra health. You can re-roll on these. You can't re-roll on the gear up here that they just gave us. And still a chance that you might get something with a percentage stat. If you end up getting a flat stat, just know that piece of gear, if that's the only elite attribute that gets unlocked, it's trash. Just know that right then and there. If you get a piece of gear, like if I was to level this up, like I'm about to do right now, right? No, I'm not even gonna do anymore. But if I was to level this and I got just one unlock and it was the guaranteed one, or even if I got two and they were not percentage, if they didn't have a percent sign, they were not percentage based boosts, automatically it's going to be a trash piece of gear. Just know that. Because those stats don't mean anything. 3,000 attack, 2,000 attack, 200 attack is nothing. Look at this. His attack is 57,000. What is 220 going to do to that? That's not even a 1% increase. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's not even 1%. Or is it? Okay, so 5,000, it's 1%. But you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It's not doing anything for him. It's not even going to really. If you with me having with this max out piece of gear, what you do, right? It's not doing anything for him. The base stat that they have on the gear, the HP that it just comes with, yeah, that's okay, 17,000. But look, 600,000. That 17,000 really isn't doing anything either. Even if you had a full set, you get two of them to have HP and then one for attack, right? Even if you have two of them, and you seen with the red was like 50,000. The red was 50,000. So hypothetically, let's just start, throwing some head cannon out there, right? 56,000 on that. Let's say I get 56,000 on this, right? And it's another red piece. That's 100,000 HP. Look at his HP though. He's almost at a mil already. He's almost at a mil already. So 100,000. It's like a 10% increase on his attack. I mean his HP. But look how much resources it took for me to even get that. And mind you, really, that's really not going to help me too much when you consider that I'm putting all these resources into him. And I have to get another piece of red gear to put on him. Right? Now this was probably the best one that I did. Right? Because it had the damage reduction. And he's a tank. He needs that. He is also the next character I'm about to do to max level. I think today I'll be able to get that 3,000 once I collect everything. So he's going to benefit from it. Now, in closing, before I end this video, because that's pretty much all it is, right? I'll go ahead and show you that this the gear update. Read this for yourself. Everyone got this message. Read it for yourself. I don't know if they're going to change it. I doubt they would because, how are they going to get everyone's gear the way it was prior? They're not going to be able to do that. And we're constantly updating. So even if, let's say, you get some better gear today, you're going to get, if they take you back, it might be detrimental to you. It might end up being worse. So that's kind of crazy. Now, I would say this, though. From, the idle reload thing that they do have right here, where the gear pops up after, it's full at 10 hours, you do have a higher chance now at getting red gear than you had prior. Before the update, I think I never got any red gear out of this. Just from it, just, clocking after time idly, and then, it randomly pops up a piece of gear. Sometimes you get gear, sometimes you just get fragments. But I never got a piece of red gear prior to the update. I have got multiple yellow pieces of gear. But remember, everything's been taken down a tier. So this red gear we're getting now was once yellow gear. It was yellow gear with 2 stars on it. So we're getting about the same gear that we was already getting. The only thing that changed was the look of it on the outside, on the front side that we're perceiving. And that the stats are now more RNG based, meaning more random, and they're worse just innately because you were automatically getting percent base boosts on your gear, attack and HP guaranteed. I don't know why they changed it. They said they wanted to make it easier for us rather than, always having to get a full set just to capitalize on the percentage. But I'm like, there was only you were all if you got a piece of yellow gear, it was either going to have 1 star or 2 star on it, guaranteed. Same with red, same with purple. I mean, come on. If you got 1 star purple gear, throw it on a character that already had purple 1 star characters to get the bonuses. That's all you had to do. Or match it. So like having like a purple gear with 2 stars and then have a purple gear with 1 star. Match it, but make sure you have either 2 of one and or 3 of one. And then opposite vice versa. And you would have got mixed stats. So you would have got you would have got more percentage stats than you would have had if you had the complete set. That's what I was recommending in my videos that I put out prior to the update. And hard proof on how to get more bonuses than you would get if you had the whole set. But they end up changing that. Now they made it worse for the player base. It's worse for the player base. But that's enough ranting on that. I would leave you with this recommendation for the people that stayed this long and are still wondering. Now, do not do what I did with the gear that they just gave you. This is what I recommend. Save all the iron that they gave you, this purple iron that they gave you right here. All of that they gave you, save it for red gear. Save it for red gear. If you don't have any red gear, don't use it. Don't use it. Unless you really are desperate to maybe increase your stats a little bit here and there. If you are going to use it right now and you don't have red gear, put it only on your main team. One team, 5 characters. Put it only on your main team. Do not put it on anyone else. Do not upgrade anybody else other than your top 5 characters that you are using currently for every game mode. That's what I recommend. Do that if you don't have any red gear and you're not willing to wait. If you're not willing to wait until you get red gear, put it only on your top 5 characters that you use for every game mode. If you are willing to wait, or you do have red gear, only use these purple compensation pack iron that they gave us. Use it only on red gear. You seen what I end up getting with this. Now I'm not guaranteeing that you're gonna get a percentage based elite attribute from just level 1. I'm not guaranteeing that you're gonna be able to get more than just the guaranteed one elite attribute. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is red gear base stats that they are giving you, the regular attribute, that HP on the coat and the boots, and the guns give you attack, that stat is automatically going to be higher than any other piece of gear. Any yellow gear, purple gear. It's already going to be higher because it's a higher tier of gear. So you want to save it for that. 2, red gear costs us way more gear iron than any other piece of gear. You seen, I think it started hitting 40. It was taking 40 just for one level. I think the first level was like 24. If I have another piece of red gear in my bag, I'll show you. Alright, I don't. Cause I'm not using any more of that. Those this iron they gave us, I'm not using any of it until I get red gear. At least I know I'm guaranteeing a a big enough increase that a noticeable amount of increase on my characters. Because me just going around leveling up purple gear is not going to do anything for me, and even some of that yellow gear. So I'd rather save it for red, because right now red is the strongest gear in the game at the moment of me making this video. So I'm not gonna drag it out any longer. Hopefully you didn't blow through all of that before you seen this video, because I doubt they're gonna give us any more of it. But I will tell you, there is, like I said at the beginning, I mean, you can get more of that iron. Like you can see, I had blue iron. This is what I had, just from playing the game, from breaking down trash gear, blue and green gear, stuff like this. That's how I got it before they gave us this update and they gave us the free purple stash. So you can do it, but remember, I'll just leave you with this image. I'm not even going to level up a piece of red gear. I'm just going to level up a piece of yellow gear to show you how much blue and green gear is going to take for you to do that. Right? 5 green coats, 8 boots, 9. As you can see, and look where the bar's at. It's just hidden half. And I already used over like 20 pieces of gear. Granted, it is green. Now let's go to these blues, right? Let's just start blowing blues on. All right, those 3 did take it. But remember, these are blue with the boxes in the corner, the purple boxes. This was actually purple gear, a 2-star purple gear before the update. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, didn't even unlock anything. 200. We'll just use the blue normal iron, right? How many it's going? It'll take all 200 of these to take it halfway on level 2. It didn't even fill it up. It only took it halfway, all 209. So you sacrificing all your green and blue gear that you had in the past, like we were once able to do, to take it up a tier, that's not going to mean anything now. As you can see, 200 of it only took it half. Save that purple iron they gave us. Use it for something that matters. Don't level up purple gear, and at this point, you might not even want to level up some yellow. You might just want to save it mainly for the red gear, which is the strongest gear in the game. And Play your events. Play your events and a Calamity Canyon. Get as high as you can in that. Cause that is a guaranteed way for you to get gear. That is a guaranteed way for you to get gear. Alright, people. I've been Mr. UV.